I welcome you all. In this lecture, we will solve one numerical on quarter joint from University Examination December 2019. Let us read the problem statement. Two rods made up of plain carbon steel, 40 C8, SYT is equal to 380 Newton per mm square, are to be connected by means of quarter joint. The diameter of each rod is 50 mm and the quarter is made from a steel plate of 15 mm thickness. Calculate the dimensions of socket end, making following assumptions. First assumption is the yield strength in compression is twice of the tensile yield strength, and the second assumption is the yield strength in shear is 50% of the tensile yield strength. And the next line, the factor of safety is given. The factor of safety is 6. Okay, so this is the problem statement. So first of all, let us write the given data. So in the given data, first of all, let us consider the initial phase of the numerical statement. Both the rods are having material plain carbon steel, and as both the rods are having same material, SYT property is same for both the rods. Okay. Now the question is, what is the material of socket and spigot? Okay. So for that purpose, consider this cut section of quarter joint. Now here you can see this is the left rod, this is the right rod, this is the socket, and this is the spigot. Now here socket is integral part of left side rod. Spigot is, this is the spigot, blue color spigot. This is the integral part of this right side rod. That means whatever the material of rod is there, same material is there for socket, and on the right side whatever the material is there for the rod, the same material is for the spigot. In almost every problem, both the rod is having same material. That means in almost every problem, the material of rod, socket, and spigot is same. Okay, because this socket and spigot are not the different parts. This socket and spigot are the integral parts of this left side rod and right side rod respectively. Hence, we can say that the material property of rod, socket, and spigot is always same. And hence I have written here for rod, spigot and socket, SYT is equal to 380 Newton per mm square. So I can write here SYT is equal to 380 Newton per mm square or megapascal. Now on the next line, the diameter of each rod is 50 mm. Now we know that the diameter of rod is denoted by small d. So small d is given 50 mm. Next, the quarter is made from a steel plate of 15 mm thickness. Now remember here, the quarter is made from a steel plate having thickness of 15 mm. That indicates that the quarter thickness itself, it is a 15 mm, and we know that the quarter thickness is denoted by letter small t. So small t is equal to 15 mm. Now next line, we have to calculate the dimensions of socket end. Okay, so we will write this parameter that we have to calculate later on. First of all, let us go through these assumptions. So first assumption is yield strength in compression is twice the tensile yield strength. Now yield strength in compression is denoted by SYC, and tensile yield strength is denoted by SYT, and thus we can write the SYC is twice the SYT. Okay, so let us write this first assumption. SYC is twice SYT. Yield strength in compression is twice the tensile yield strength, that is SYT. Now the second assumption is the yield strength in shear is 50% of tensile yield strength. Now yield strength in shear is denoted by SSY, S suffix SY, and the tensile yield strength is denoted by SYT. And the relation is given, the yield strength in shear, that is SSY, is 50% of tensile yield strength, that is SYT. So it is 50% of SYT. So we can write here, therefore SSY is equal to 0.5 SYT. Okay, and the last line is factor of safety. So factor of safety is given here, it is 6. Okay, now the next part of this given data is the parameter that we have to calculate. So now Here I have written calculate the dimensions of socket end, which is the parameter that we have to calculate. Okay, now we have to first of all find out what are the dimensions related to socket end. So let us consider this diagram. Now consider this cut section of quarter joint to understand what are the parameters, dimensional parameters are related to socket. Okay, so first is a D1. So D1 is outside diameter of socket. Okay, so this D1 is outside diameter of socket. Next is D2. So D2 is inside diameter of socket, which is shown here. Okay, so as we know that is from one side this socket is a hollow part, it has hollow section. So this D2 is a hollow, is a inside diameter of this socket. Okay, next is D4. So as this socket is having collar at one end, so outer diameter of this socket is D4. So this D4 here it is written diameter of socket collar. And next is distance between this slot end to the end of socket collar. So this distance is C, that is distance between these 2 points, that is nothing but the C. It is written here distance between slot and end of socket collar. So distance between slot here, this is the end of slot and this is the end of socket collar. So this is the distance between slot and end of socket collar. So these 4 parameters we have to determine: D1 outside diameter of socket, D2 inside diameter of socket, D4 diameter of socket collar, and this C distance between slot to the end of socket collar. So I have written here these are the 4 parameters that we have to determine: D1, D2, D4 and C. Now remember here, as here we have to determine only these 4 parameters, so we don't need to follow all the complete as it is design procedure of quarter joint. Okay, so design procedure of quarter joint consists of 7 steps, but here as we have to determine only these 4 dimensions, we will find only these 4 parameters. Okay, but the equation that we require to find out these 4 dimensions are from the design procedure itself, but we are not going to follow the steps as it is, that is from step number 1 to step number 7 we are not going to follow. We are just going to use the equations that are required to find out D1, equation that is required to find out D2, equation that is used to determine the D4, and equation which is used to find out the C. So just we have to identify what are the equations that can be used to find out D1, D2, D4 and C. So let us understand first that we are not going to follow the complete procedure. Okay, so we are just going to use the only selective equations. Now let us start the solution. Now in the solution, before starting the actual solution, let us calculate the permissible stresses. So first of all we have to write calculate permissible stresses for rod, spigot and socket. As the material for rod, spigot and socket is same, so permissible stresses for all these 3 parts are also same. So first is permissible tensile stress, that is sigma T. Sigma T is defined as SYT upon Fs. So value of SYT is 380 here and Fs is 6. Okay, the value of Fs is 6. So let us put the value of Fs is equal to, then the second is permissible compressive stress. So permissible compressive stress is defined as SYC upon Fs, but we have been given one assumption, SYC is equal to twice SYT. So we have to write SYC is equal to twice SYT upon Fs as it is. So let us put the value of SYT again. So SYT is 380 upon Fs is 6. Now next is permissible shear stress tau. So tau is defined as SSY upon Fs, but we have given assumption that SSY is equal to 0.5 times of SYT. So we have to write SSY here as 0.5 SYT upon Fs as it is. So 0.5 into SYT is 380. So let us put the value of SYT upon Fs is 6. And now last is permissible bending stress. So permissible bending stress sigma B is always equal to permissible tensile stress. So we have to write permissible bending stress sigma B is equal to permissible tensile stress sigma T is equal to. Okay, now just let us calculate these values and let us complete this first step of solution. So here I have calculated the answers. So permissible tensile stress sigma T is equal to 63.33 Newton per mm square or megapascal. Permissible compressive stress sigma C is equal to 126.66 Newton per mm square or megapascal. Permissible shear stress tau is equal to 31.66 Newton per mm square or megapascal, and permissible bending stress as it is equal to permissible tensile stress, and value of permissible tensile stress is 63.33. So sigma b becomes again 63.33 Newton per mm square or megapascal. Okay, so these are the 4 permissible stresses we required to solve this problem. Okay, as here we are not going to solve all 7 steps, so either 1 or 2 permissible stresses may not be required. Okay, so just for as a part of calculation we have calculated all these 4 permissible stresses. Okay,